Hey everyone, as some of you may know, YouTube over the last few days have been having a tremendous amount of trouble with many of their websites, Google and YouTube and many other sites that they host. They let me know this afternoon via email that one of my videos that I posted was corrupted, and they offered to let me know that if I wanted to, I should repost it because it wasn't getting views. And as such, I'm going to be reposting this right after this short promo here because I think it's the most important video I've ever done. It deals with the gig economy and laws that are affecting, that are probably going to go into effect soon in California. So if you have not seen it yet, please stay tuned and watch the video right after this. And please understand this is huge and it has ginormous implications for everybody that's, in the gig economy with Lyft and Uber and everybody else. Anyways, stay tuned for the video right after this. Thanks. Hey everyone, welcome to the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. My name is Michael. I'm your healthy host, getting healthier every day. Today I come to you with the biggest news yet for gig economy and gig workers such as ourselves. I cannot understate or overstate when I say this is huge news. This is ginormous. Ginormous. Did I say ginormous? Ginormous news. This comes from the state of California, which I live in. Surprise. And let me read it. It comes from The Guardian. I also want to thank the person who sent this in to me. I really appreciate it. So, headline is, Gig Economy. California bill granting employee status passes assembly. And then the sub-headline is, Uber and Lyft drivers considered contract workers could be entitled to protections and benefits if the bill is signed. Holy smokes. I don't even want to, wow. I mean, I'm going to read a little bit of the article, then I wrote down some pros and cons, and we'll go over it here. The State Assembly in California passed legislation on Wednesday that would require employers to recognize hundreds of thousands of gig workers as employees and could have far-reaching implications for contract workers across the U.S. Woo! If passed, the bill would represent a turning of the tide for contractors, said Vina Dubel, an associate professor for employment law at U.S. Hastings. The labor community has been really focusing for the last 6 years on the Uberization of the economy and the growth of unprotected labor. She said this would give low-wage workers the protections they need and deserve. The bill's passage on Wednesday comes as legal protection for contractors have faced an uncertain future following federal decisions in recent months. The memo, the first of its kind on the gig economy, ruled that drivers were in complete control of their cars, work schedules, and log-in locations, making them independent contractors with entrepreneurial opportunities. Other states often look to California, the birthplace of major gig economy companies like Uber and Lyft, regarding how to legislate the changing labor landscape. Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez said on the Assembly floor regarding her bill that the companies misclassified workers to cut costs and avoid complying with worker protection laws, including minimum wage, bargaining rights, and overtime, losing the state upwards of $8 billion. So she don't care, it sounds like, that she just wants to dress it up. If you put, sorry Stuart, but if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. So she wants to say it's to help the workers in the gig economy, but she also says, and over time losing the state upwards of $8 billion. So it's all about the money for this Congress or this Assembly lady. She's trying to act like she's the hero, and she's not. Big businesses shouldn't be able to pass their costs onto taxpayers while depriving workers of labor law protections they are rightfully entitled to, says Gonzalez. Wow. This is huge. This is Wow. Okay, so to give a fair shake to both sides, I wrote down some pros and cons of the argument, and I'm not going to give my opinion. The only thing I'm going to say in regards to this is be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say. So let's go with the pros first, shall we, folks? Pro number one. Now, this isn't a complete list. I just did a brain dump. So if I missed any, I apologize. And all that jazz. Okay, so pro number one, labor law protections. That goes without saying. Number two, you're now entitled to health care. It's a good thing. Number three, you're paying in now to Social Security, so you're entitled to Social Security. Number four, unemployment. Number five, disability. That makes sense. Now, if you're hurt on the job, if this passes, are you going to be entitled to disability before? I mean, as it is now, if you get hurt on the job or they can you, they terminate your contract, you get no unemployment and no disability. Pro number six, now you make minimum wage. So now you don't have to worry about, taking these horrible calls that are long and you're making less than minimum wage. You're using your gas, using your car, and all this absurd amount of time, these silly calls. That's a good thing. Pro number seven, which can be a pro or con, the driver is more accountable. So your accountability comes into play. So if, all drivers are rated now on Uber and Lyft. But now if this passes, you're going to even, now they could put a minimum standard in and say you have to meet the minimum standard. Before, or now, as it is now, there is no minimum standard rating for Uber and Lyft. All I know is they want you to keep it above 4 stars, but they will not give you a set number. They won't say you have to have a 4.5, a 4.5 star to continue to work for Uber and Lyft. So this, it gives you more accountability as for bad drivers, which is a good thing, and it's a bad thing. Another pro, your liability is limited. So if you're in the car and you get in an accident or you do something stupid, like run over someone's grass, or whatever the case may be, your liability is limited, and in the end, the liability, Uber and Lyft will be on the hook for stupid employees or stupid drivers or whatever you want to call them. Those are the first 8 I thought of that are pros. So some cons here. You're now a W-2 employee. Yuck. That's the beauty of the gig economy. We are not W-2 employees. This will usher in, I think, W-2 employee status and all the headaches that go along with that. Now, being W-2, now your taxes are withheld. So, since when you're a 1099, you can pay your taxes at the end of the year, get all your deductions for mileage, and hopefully you don't have to pay so much. Now, right off the top, your pay is being taxed, which includes, your Social Security, your state, your SDI. You're going to get raked over the coals, especially if you're filing single and zero. You have to punch a time card now. So that's the beauty of, again, a gig economy and a gig 1099 worker. You're on your own schedule. You don't have to punch anybody's time card. Now you're going to be accountable. So if you, schedule yourself and you don't show up after a couple times, sayonara. So yeah, punching a time card. Number 4, which I think is the worst. Now you have a boss of some sort. Again, 1099, no boss. You just have to meet the minimum requirements, do your job. You don't have to worry about it. Number 5, they can terminate your contract as a 1099, but as a W-2, now you're going to be an at-will employee. So if they don't like the hat you're wearing, the shirt you're wearing, they don't like the way whatever, you're an at-will employee, they can fire you at will for no reason whatsoever, as long as it doesn't violate the labor laws, as in sex, religion or nationality or, you know, stuff like that. Number 6, as I mentioned, loss of schedule flexibility. Number 7, they're going to pressure you to be more efficient. So now this will lead to you know, picking up rides, people rushing to get the driver, the passenger in time to, you know, the destination. Before, you know, you had a clear, right now you have a clear when you pick them up, when you drop them off, but this is going to put pressure on, and they're going to try to be more efficient, because the more rides they get for the company, the more money they put in their pocket. You put more money in your pocket, but that's not sacrificing being worked like a dog. Number 8, there will be unknown expectations of you that are just simply unknown, and one day you'll be fired, and they'll just give some stupid reason, like some generic reason, and then you're SOL, basically. Don't like that. This is the biggest one. Will this force companies like Uber and Lyft, and if, you know, will this force them to leave the state of California? I mean, I know from firsthand experience that a company that my wife works for, because California regulations are so bad and so unfair to businesses, they were going to be expanding their business this year and the next year. They've completely stopped that and will no longer be putting new restaurants in California. And they're now looking to close down restaurants because the labor laws are so strict in California that makes it very unfriendly to businesses. Why do you think all these companies are, all these Hollywood companies are going to like Texas and Georgia? Because of the tax breaks there. You know, I mean, all these studios, Hollywood is just Hollywood by name now. You very rarely do you have any movie shot in Hollywood, because the regulations are so, they choke these companies so badly. And number 10, this will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And what I mean by that is you hit one domino and all the dominoes start. So if this happens to Uber and Uber and Lyft, will this lead to Flex now Amazon getting it, having them? Maybe Amazon Flex removing all their drivers and strictly bringing it in-house like they have on many other, you know, contract drivers that they have that through a company, a third-party company. Will companies like Grubhub bail California or bail the states that they're, you know, this happens to? Will Uber Eats, Uber obviously. Will DoorDash, will it happen to DoorDash? Will it happen to Postmates and Caviar and on and on and on? I'm a little hesitant to be happy about this. I'm very curious what everybody thinks about this. Leave your opinion in the comment section below, and I want to state this, no trolling. I'm going to remove trolls, okay? I don't mind differences of opinion, but if you come in and start calling me names or other posters names because you don't like their opinion, you're gonna get the boot, okay? Everybody can agree to disagree, but be respectful if you disagree and you like this. Mine is wait to see, but it doesn't surprise me in the communist state of California that this is the first state to do it. As always, I appreciate you tuning in for, this is a little longer one. This is a 13-minute pit stop. Again, leave your comment section below what you think about it, your initial thoughts, and maybe something I missed on a pro or con. As always, if you appreciate this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and ring that doorbell. As always, thank you for tuning into this 13-minute pit stop. We will see you next time, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.